So I grew up in London, a city that you don't just live in, but you gotta survive in. And that survival can vary just based on whether you're from north, south, west or east. And I've managed to survive in southeast London, which is honestly quite the accomplishment, because you see the whole stereotype that London is this very dangerous place where people are dueling each other with knives and whatnot. Well, South London is kinda responsible for a large majority of that, because it's home to places like Peckham, Brixton, and Croydon, fam. These places have built up a reputation over the years, especially back in the day, for being known notoriously for, roadman activity going on down over there. Whilst growing up, the amount of news stories that I would see of just heinous crimes being committed on the same streets that I would literally use on my way to school the next day, it was scary. Daily. Gang-related violence. Listen, I am a civilian, bro. Like, I don't want no beef with you. No. Sometimes I would literally take the long way home from school just to avoid certain blocks near my area. I still take the long way home to this day, purely off of muscle memory. Growing up in London has actually maxed out my street smarts, because I'm telling you, if you don't know how to move in the city, you can get your phone snatched. Listen, I don't know when this phone snatching thing became a thing, but it's not that it matters to me anyways, bro. I got an iPhone 11 with a dent in it, bro. Like, my phone has officially reached UNC status. Be my guest, please. Even down to the social interactions, I realized from young that in London, you've got to be very, very vigilant, because you never really know what you're gonna get. And it be so random sometimes. Like, one day you might get a Jamaican brother walking around blasting reggae on a boombox. Another day you might get a couple of geezers having a scrap outside the pub because someone decided to have one too many pints of beer. I've literally seen a man jump in front of a bus. Mind you, this is my own footage, by the way. He chilled there for a bit, okay? Millimeters away from becoming Flat Stanley. And then he proceeded to get onto the bus. Like, are you kidding me? London is not a real place. You can't tell me otherwise. If I had to give you the ethnicity breakdown of my hometown's population in southeast London, well, of course you have, your white people, standard. The UK is a predominantly Caucasian country. But then you just slap a ton of black Africans into the mix and you got my hometown, especially Somalis. The area in which I grew up in has just got Somali people on deck. Hands down, some of the funniest people you'll ever meet. There's also a lot of varying Asian cultures, which is very cool. I grew up with a lot of Asian friends and they're the homies. But overall, you just gotta love the diversity here in London. I certainly do. Some people don't vote. Some people want us deported. Now, one of my personal staples of growing up and surviving as a Londoner is this. Not this, or this, or this, or this, or this, but this. Chicken and chips. Yeah, not chicken and fries. I'm British, okay? You damn heathens. Boom. It's that greasy food, that food that will do a number on you, but it gets the job done, if you know what I mean. Them times as a kid where, you're outside of family and then you ask your parents for like McDonald's or, some other form of like fast food. Well, for me, it would be like, Mommy, can we get some chicken and chips, please? And then my Nigerian mum would be like,
we have chicken and chips at home.
And then I get home and there would only be rice and stew. Oh, I've been deceived. But when I got a little bit of independence when I started secondary school, I low-key developed an addiction. Every day after school, I was there, bro. Because the truth is, London genuinely has more of these chicken stores than schools and hospitals combined. Only in London can one create and establish a decade-long career based on eating chicken and chips. Perfect. Nowadays, though, the food don't really be hitting the same no more because the prices have become too inflated. How you telling me a meal that used to cost me £1 is now costing me up to a £5? Listen, I blame the London cost of living. Everything in London is just dummy expensive. Like, sometimes I don't know if I'm gonna be kinda homeless. Real talk, sometimes I don't know how I'm actually gonna get a house here in London. I remember back when I was in secondary school, I would go to my local corner shop religiously to pick up a Twix chocolate bar and a packet of Haribo's. That's it. It used to run me like £1. One day I'm going to get my regular combo and the shopkeeper, she's telling me, that will be £1.80 please. Huh? That's almost double the price. Now, it might not seem like a lot, but at the time, me being a little secondary school kid with my only viable source of income being pocket money from my mum, I felt betrayed. How could you do this to me? I thought we had something. And at that moment, I realized that cost of living in this country was officially cooked. Yo, it's Post Video Mo here, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I certainly had a blast making it. However, there were some parts that just were a little bit tedious. You know, I had to, rework the script like a dozen times and then like tweak the storyboard. But, that's kind of why it took a little bit longer than expected. But, we got there in the end. And if you made it this far, comment down below where you're from, like where you watching this video from. I want to know. Anyways, that's going to be it from me. Peace.